Today we're going to talk about campaign finance reform. One of the causes of the political mess we're in, and the reason Draco Malfoy got to be Seeker on the Slytherin Quidditch team. Nimbus 2001, anyone? With all of the fill-in-the-blank going on in the news these days, you might think that we'd have better things to worry about than campaign finance, but you would be wrong. Our current campaign finance laws are largely responsible for what got us into this whole political mess, and fixing them might be a really good way to get out of it. See, when a politician decides to run for office, they need cash money, because running for office costs a lot of cash money. How else are you going to pay for commercials, events, lawn signs, sensible pantsuits, lapel pins, and hush money for your mistresses? Now, how do candidates raise money? Ideally, they do so by collecting donations from people who want to see them in office. You like what they say? You give them, I don't know, $5. You hate what their opponent has to say? You give them $5. You need a bag and they're offering a free tote with every donation? Give them $5. Now, yes, small $5 donations to candidates do help, but you know what helps even more? $500,000 donations from corporations. Corporations can do this because they are legally allowed to donate as much money as they want to political candidates. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm spending $500,000, I don't expect to get nothing out of it. I expect to get most of an English degree. What this means is that, it's too real. What this means is that many elected officials are expected to push the agenda of corporations who give them buttloads of money, making candidates financially beholden to some of the most crooked corporations in the world. Manufacturers who want to limit environmental protections, weapons company who want to limit gun control, or Comcast who want to limit us and make us wait longer for porn. But how did this all begin, Maggie? You're probably yelling at your computer right now. Well, let me take you back to the year 2010. Barack Obama was president, TikTok by Kesha was at the top of the charts. Little Maggie was excited about how Hollywood was going to make The Hobbit into a movie. It was also the year that the Supreme Court issued a ruling on Citizens United versus the FEC, the case that gave birth to the super PAC. This ruling basically said that it was unconstitutional to limit how much money corporations could spend on elections because it limited their free speech. Of course, this pisses a lot of people off because free speech is a right of people. And despite what they'd have you think, corporations aren't people. Look, just because it doesn't explicitly say that corporations are not people in the Constitution doesn't mean they are. Just like, thank you. Just like that bullshit those puppies pulled in Air Bud. Get the fuck off the court, puppies. You are not supposed to be playing basketball. I don't care how high you can jump. You're not allowed. Get the fuck out of there. Get out of there. Get off and get him off the court. I'm allergic. Before 2010, the most money that an individual could donate to a PAC was $2,500. And corporations were forbidden from donating completely because duh. But after Citizens United, those limits were knocked out the window and the super PAC was born. Now, corporations can donate as much as they want to super PACs. And super PACs can do anything they want to defeat or support a candidate. Run advertisements, make phone calls, send mail, or pay all the porn stars hush money. With little to no consequences, or literally no consequences, just anything they want to do. Think of super PACs as the straight white dudes of the political world, right alongside all the other straight white dudes of the political world. Now, why is this a massive problem? Well, it's because corporations are freaking loaded. They're so rich that if the 100 biggest corporations donated just 1% of their profits, they could outspend every candidate for president, House, and Senate combined. It's kind of like how if Kate McKinnon donated just 1% of her talent, she would still be funnier than Adam Sandler. Does that make sense? Do you guys agree? I mean, fight me. I don't care. This puts corporations at an enormously unfair advantage over the average voter. You might be saying, wait, but does having money equal winning? To which I would say, yeah, no shit. Money is power. That's why they're called the Mighty Morphin Money Rangers. According to the Washington Post, candidates who raised more than their opponents were 9 times more likely to win that election. And often, the winning congressional candidates outspend their opponents 20-1. And you know what? It kind of makes sense. Who are you more likely to vote for? Someone wearing a suit on TV or someone wearing a poncho leaving flyers on your windshield in the rain? Now, is that all changing? Maybe. Sort of, kind of. It's starting to, slowly. very slowly. And it's mainly through individual candidates. Now, of the candidates that ran in the midterms this year, over 170 refused to accept any corporate PAC money and instead focused on getting donations from individual donors. Now, sure, this is a great start, but the real step to change would be creating some kind of amendment that limits the power of corporations over elections. Otherwise, we're going to end up with candidates just like this one.
Hi, I'm 12 ties stuffed into a suit. You might recognize me from my reality show, Cigar Shark Tank. It's Shark Tank, but for cigars. Now, I've heard a lot of you talking about a living wage. Stop it! I might not have hands, but I'm hands-on for business. I'm 12 ties stuffed into a business suit, and I approve this message.